Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gustavo Football Headquarters, and this is the English Premier League preview. Chelsea will be coming up against Everton, who are currently in form, winning 4 of their last 5 games. On the side of Chelsea, in their last 4 games, there hasn't been a win. After that win against Barcelona, Chelsea have gone 4 games without a win, with 2 draws and 2 losses. Right, after that Barcelona win, Chelsea played the likes of Leeds United, Bournemouth, Atalanta and co. And Chelsea failed to win in all these games. After that Barcelona win, right, Chelsea played Arsenal at home and drew 1-1. With that game, Chelsea went down by a man, but then still managed to get a point in that game, and everyone was impressed. But then after that game, they played Leeds United, where they lost by 3-1. So unacceptable. After that game, they played Bournemouth and drew 0-0. And then in the Champions League, they faced Atalanta and lost by 2-1. Right. In all these games, right, personally, I pin all this on Maresca. I've been saying here mostly in my analysis that Maresca mostly, or he tends to always drop players when he plays smaller clubs. And in the Premier League right now, not even only the Premier League, most of these teams are coming in hard. Nobody is going to allow his team to bow down to you easily. That Leeds United game, just look at the selection. You could clearly see that Maresca just underrated them. You are not having injuries. The only big injury you had was Cole Palmer. But then he's currently back. At that time, Pedro Neto and co, everybody was fit. But you decide to shuffle. No, it's a good thing to always shuffle, right? It's a good thing to shuffle to give people who are on the bench a chance to play. But then you know your team very well. You know the situation you are in right now. The team is not settled. The only team in the league right now that I feel can shuffle at any time is Arsenal. Because they are playing so well. Everything is on point for the team right now. Everything is going on smoothly. So Maresca, you know the situation of your team. But then you decide to still shuffle players. Right? So in these games, I am pinning all this blame on Maresca. And sometimes with his substitutions, bro. Yeah, so I think Maresca really has to go back to the drawing board with his team and do whatever it takes to get back to winning ways against Everton. Now, with Everton, they are coming into this game with full confidence, right? In their last 5 games, Everton have won 4 and lost 1. Yes, that shows you how good they are currently and how poor Chelsea are with them winning only 1 game in their last 5 games in all competitions. That was the win that came against Barcelona in the Champions League. Now, this is an interesting stat. Chelsea have dropped more points than anyone else in the English Premier League from winning positions. They take the lead, and then at the end of the game, they drop points. Yes, so this tells you there's a lot of work to be done with this Chelsea team. Inconsistencies have been a big problem for Chelsea. At a point, they were winning games. Things were flowing. I made mention here that even without Cole Palmer, Chelsea is really doing very, very well. But then currently, it seems things have taken a wrong turn. Yeah, so I think Maresca and Chelsea really have to go back to the drawing board, do whatever it takes to get back to winning ways. With the win probability that I'm having right here, Chelsea have a 58% win probability playing at home to Everton's 19% win probability. Now, with Chelsea and Everton, in the last 5 games that they've played, Chelsea have won 2, drawn 2, with Everton winning 1. Liverpool will be coming up against Brighton, who we all know are one of the stubborn teams in the English Premier League. They can upset any team that they come across. With the latest game they played, right, Brighton came up top when they beat Liverpool by 3-2. And as we all know, with how things are taking a wrong turn at Liverpool right now, Brighton can upset them, as we all know. With Liverpool, there's confusion in camp with the Salah situation, as we all know. right? But then, this is my take. With Mo Salah, personally, I think that shouldn't be how he should go about things. Bro, you were benched for only 3 games. 3. It's funny, right? I understand his point of view, right? But then, you were benched for only 3 games. Not 5 games, not 10 games. Just 3. And you come out and say this whole lot of things. Right? It's normal to be upset. We all know no player wants to be benched. But let's be honest to ourselves. Mo Salah has been poor throughout this season. Right? And I don't know why he feels he's the one being singled out. Because there are times Vets and co are all being benched. Right? Everyone tastes the bench. But then why should it be a problem if you are the one being benched? We all know what Mo Salah has done for Liverpool. We all know the kind of legendary status you have in this Liverpool team. But then, bro, you can't be there forever. You can't rule forever. Right? So it's up to you to just prove the coaches wrong. Because you can't tell me Arne Slot just came in and benched you. You've always been in Arne Slot's team from the start of his tenure till today. You've always been inclusive. So if you are being benched at this point, then you should know there's something you are not doing right. Right? Yeah, so as I said, I don't want to judge Mo Salah. It's understandable. No player wants to be benched. But then, the way he went about things with this situation was so poor. He didn't handle the situation very well at all. Yeah? If you have a problem with the coach, you can go to the coach directly, not the media. So going to the media means one thing. Probably Mo Salah wants a way out. But then he made mention that he feels someone wants him out of the team. But then with what you are doing, you are pushing yourself out of the team. Don't go to the media. Go to the coach. Talk to the coach. Yeah, so personally, that's what I think about that Mo Salah situation. Now, in the last 5 games that Liverpool have played, they've won 2, drawn 2, and lost 1. On the side of Brighton, they've won 2, drawn 1, and lost 1 as well. Yeah, so this shows you that both teams are currently having the same kind of form, which makes this game a tasty one to behold. In the last 5 games between these two teams, Liverpool have come up top 3 times, with 1 ending in a draw, and Brighton winning the latest one, which they won at home against Liverpool by 3 goals to 2. Now, Arsenal versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Yes, table toppers Arsenal look to open the gap between them and Manchester City, especially after they lost that game against Aston Villa. It cut that gap from 5 to 2. Yeah, so against Wolverhampton Wanderers, I know Arsenal are going to do everything possible to get all 3 points to at least maintain that gap or open up that gap. Yes, on the side of Wolves, we all know how bad Wolves have been. Bro, Wolves have been very, very, very bad. Accumulating only 2 points the whole of this season. Yes, just 2 points. After sacking their manager, bringing in a new manager, but then still the results keep persisting. Yeah, so with Wolves, I think this game is going to be a very difficult one for them. Especially after their star man, Belgrade, got injured against Manchester United. Yes, we saw him limp off in that game. Yeah, so I think he's one of the shining lights in this Wolves team so far this season. So, Wolves going to Arsenal without him is going to be a very, very big deal for him. On the side of Arsenal, we all know they have some injuries, the likes of Saliba, Gabriel, Mosquera, the latest one. Right? But then I think that shouldn't be an excuse for Arsenal not to get the 3 points against this poor Wolves side. Arsenal impressively won away to Club Brugge by 3 goals to 0. Right? Yes, so this shows you how good this Arsenal team is. They are not going to be perfect always, right? But then they always pass the eye test. Whenever Arsenal is playing, you can see what they are up to. You can see what Arteta has built, right? Yes, so against this Wolverhampton side, I am tipping Arsenal to get the job done roughly by first half, to be honest, because Wolves are that bad. With the win probability that I'm having here, Arsenal have an 85% win probability to Wolves' 5% win probability. With their current form, Arsenal in the last 5 games in all competitions have won 3, drawn 1, and lost 1. On the side of Wolverhampton Wanderers, they haven't picked a single point in their last 9 games. Yes, so as I mentioned earlier, this tells you how bad Wolves have been all season. Manchester United will be coming up against Bournemouth. Yes, currently with 25 points, Manchester United are just a point away from top 4. Personally, I think Manchester United would have been way above the likes of Chelsea and co, Aston Villa and co, right? But then inconsistencies, poor performances, dropping points where they really need them, right? Notably, that game against Everton, where Everton got red carded, but then still Manchester United found a way to lose that game, right? At home again against West Ham United, Manchester United still found a way to drop points against West Ham United. Against Tottenham, a game where Manchester United should have won, but then they found a way to drop points and drew 2-2 against Tottenham. Yes, so the inconsistencies have been too much, right? And currently, I don't know what Ruben Amorim is doing about this. Personally, I've always been saying this. Ruben Amorim has his fair share of the issues, but then you see Manchester United, there's a big problem. United lack quality. You see quality, yeah? Quality. United really lack quality, especially on that left-hand side of the team. You see the left-hand side of Manchester United, it has been that bad. Very, very poor. If you calculate the number of goals that have come through the right-hand side, that is Mbeumo and Ahmad, right? And calculate the number of goals that have come on the left-hand side from the likes of Dogu, Dalo, and Cunha. You can calculate for yourself. You can see the impact that the right-hand side is having for Manchester United. Ahmad and Mbeumo, solid. On the left-hand side, very poor. I made mention earlier that it's no coincidence that Amorim made mention that Manchester United need another Ahmad on the left-hand side. An intelligent player. It's a simple message. The players on that left-hand side are not intelligent. Bro, the level that Ahmad and Mbeumo are on, there's a big gap from them to the people on the left. Yeah, so with Manchester United, as we all know, Sesko will also be back very soon. I think they've really missed the inclusion of Sesko, because you can see that Manchester United have played or have learned to play with him in the team. So it was rather unfortunate that he went out injured. De Ligt, Harry Maguire, who are also doubts for this game. Let's see if they are going to return in this game against Bournemouth. Now, this is one of the best times to play against Bournemouth, because we all know how good this team can be. They haven't won a game in their last 6 matches, losing 4 and drawing 2. This is one of the best times to play Bournemouth, because we know how good this team can be with the quality they have in their team. There's an interesting stat. In their last 2 meetings against Manchester United at Old Trafford, they've managed to beat Manchester United by 3-0 in both games. And with how bad Manchester United have been playing at home, yeah, to be honest, Manchester United currently, there's nothing like they are playing at home, so they are going to win comfortably. No, they play at home and mess a whole lot of things up. Yes, so I am tipping this game to be a very, very difficult one for Manchester United. They can win the game alright, but then, with how stubborn this Bournemouth side can be, I think it's really going to be a tricky one. With the win probabilities, Manchester United have a 48% win probability to Bournemouth's 25% win probability. In their last 5 games, Manchester United have won 2, drawn 2, and lost 1. On the side of Bournemouth, they've lost 3 and drawn 2 as well. And in the last 5 games that these two teams have met, Manchester United have won 1, which came in that summer series, right? And then 2 ending up in a draw, with the other 2 being won by Bournemouth, both at Old Trafford. Thank you guys for joining me. If this is the first time you are coming across my content, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.